On this feast day of Our Lady of the Rosary, I'd just like to give you 4 images that I find helpful in understanding the power of the Rosary. So the first image is Mary's hand. Mary's hand. Padre Pio said, in times of darkness, holding the Rosary is like holding your Blessed Mother's hand. Abandon yourself in the hands of Mary. She will take care of you. I love this image of the Rosary as Mary's hand because it puts Rosary devotion within the context of a personal and intimate relationship with Mary. And so whenever you want to feel Mary's presence, grabbing the Rosary is like holding her hand. Or whenever you just want to talk to her from your heart, grabbing the Rosary is like grabbing your mother's hand. And the second image is a toddler leash. So just as some parents know that a toddler leash is a good safety device to keep your children from running away and getting in trouble, the Rosary can be like a toddler leash that Mary has for us, her children. One bishop, he said, no one can continue to live in sin and continue to say the Rosary. Either they will give up sin or they will give up the Rosary. So in the battle with sin, the Rosary is like Mary's toddler leash to prevent us from running away and getting into trouble with sin. And the toddler leash is also a good image to help us to slow down when we say the Rosary, to slow down. Because as you see on a toddler leash, children trying to run away, they're trying to get at a faster pace than their parents. Well, the Rosary is also a good reminder for us to slow down. It's not a race. Mary's not in a rush. And with the image of the toddler leash, you can allow Mary to set the pace. And Mary always goes at a leisurely, calm, collected pace. Third image is a cell phone. See the Rosary as the cell phone. It's like having a direct connection to Mary. And Mary is the most powerful woman. She is the queen of heaven and earth. And so just as it would be quite a privilege to have a direct line of contact with, say, Pope Francis, even more so with the Rosary. Sister Lucia of Fatima, she said this about the Rosary: the most holy Virgin in these last times in which we live has given a new efficacy to the recitation of the Rosary, to such an extent that there is no problem, no matter how difficult it is, whether temporal or above all spiritual, in the personal life of each one of us or our families, that cannot be solved by the Rosary. So that's a really powerful quote from Sister Lucia, who obviously received direct communication from Mary. So picking up the Rosary is like picking up a cell phone in which you have this direct connection with the most powerful woman. And the fourth image is a weapon. So a few days before his death, as Padre Pio was getting into his bed, he said to the friars who were in his room, "Give me my weapon." And the friars were surprised and curious, and so they said, Where is your weapon? We don't see your weapon. And Padre Pio said, "It's in my habit, which you just hung up." So the friars got his habit and went through the pockets, and they said, "Padre, there's no weapon in your habit. We can only find your Rosary." And Padre Pio immediately said, "And is this not a weapon, the true weapon?" So for Padre Pio, the Rosary was seen as the most powerful weapon against the evils we face today. And as I've shared, St. Dominic, he was given a revelation from Mary in which it was a special type of weapon. He saw it as a battering ram. One of the chief exorcists from the Vatican, Father Gabriel Amorth, said that every Hail Mary we recite is like a blow to Satan's head. It's the power of every Hail Mary. So you can image that, the battering ram. It's like every time you say a Hail Mary, it's like the battering ram image as a blow to Satan's head. So this gives us confidence that the Rosary is really powerful for intercessory prayer. Obviously, offering up the Rosary for specific intentions or a decade for a specific person is really helpful for us to experience more of the power of the intercessory prayer of the Rosary. So I hope just these 4 images, Mary's hand, a toddler leash, a cell phone, and a battering ram, could provide maybe for you a new insight, a new image to understand the power of the Rosary and to take up the Rosary with more confidence, that it's a beautiful way to not only intercede for others, but also to grow in intimacy with Mary.